I've been through some shit. If you're the kind of person that has had some kind of personality defining challenges in this business, it means that you're probably the kind of person that's going to be successful in this business because you freaking care. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the show. Today, we're going to talk about all the emotional baggage we have to go through as private equity entrepreneurs and how to overcome them. Now, I don't like to cuss a lot on my show. In fact, I think I'm supposed to notify Apple whenever I do cuss so they don't let children listen to it or whatever. I don't know. Maybe on my team will do that, maybe not. Here's the warning. I'm going to say a curse word in this. The easiest way to say this is, I've been through some shit. And maybe a couple of years ago, 10 years ago, I couldn't really make that claim, or if I made that claim, it wouldn't really be true, but I have. And anyone that has really done a lot of deals and been in the business for a long time, made some mistakes like a normal person, you know what I'm talking about. I just want you to know, without going into the details, I've been through some things that have changed me as a man. To put it bluntly, I've been through some things that made me realize I basically have never experienced pain before. And I'm sorry to say that and to start this out with that tone, but I'm probably speaking to a lot of people that have been through something like that in the past. And I just want to let you know that I'm right there with you. Whatever you're thinking that means, you're probably right. You know what I'm saying? So I want to share, really, number one, that's happened to me. Number two, that's okay, because if you're the kind of person that has had some kind of personality defining challenges in this business, it means that you're probably the kind of person that's going to be successful in this business because you freaking care, which matters tremendously. And if you care, it can keep you up at night. It can make you put everything on hold. It can make you have challenges with personal relationships. I mean, we're playing, as my coach Christopher Nelson likes to talk about, as a coach at Raise Masters. He said, hey, listen, man, we're playing full contact. Every now and then you're going to catch an elbow. And the circumstance of when he said this was so true and perfect. So we are playing a game like that. Millions of dollars are at stakes. Millions of dollars can be won or lost. Your future can be secured or destroyed. That's the game we're playing. So I wanted to share with you some of the tips that I implemented going through some challenging things, and hopefully you can do kind of the same. Number one, the easiest low-hanging fruit, and I felt so stupid for waiting so long, is either hire a coach, or if you already have a coach, increase the frequency at which you meet with them. Because it is so important that you not just go through this massive turmoil up in your mind. Now, depending on the severity of the problem, maybe your coach isn't trained to deal with that kind of issue, right? And so I have definitely done therapy, certainly done therapy about business stuff. Do not have a problem admitting that. If you've never done that, it is awesome. And as someone who has a podcast, I like to talk a lot. I like to entertain people. You know, I've entertained and made some therapists laugh in my day. And again, most of it was about business stuff. You know, we talked about my childhood and my background and all these things and what makes me thrive and what makes me suck. But it's all about you. And you're talking to someone who, of course, is paid to be there. But the most important thing is you can take your baggage and put it on them, and they don't get destroyed by it because it's not their baggage. This is a huge difference between leaving your office, going home, and saying, wow, my wife would be a great listener in this situation, and just dumping that baggage on her. Because if it's serious, especially you two are tied together, you've got your finances tied together, trust me, it's not going to be the kind of thing that she, or he in this case, just takes. It's going to be like a spiraling thing, which, by the way, ask me how I know. You know what I'm saying? So the point is, you want an objective third party that you pay to be there as a listening board and give you guidance. Both are critical, a coach and a therapist, if you get to that level of intensity, which I 100% have. Here's an extra one, though. I've been thinking about a way to modify this quote, and I don't really know the most appropriate way to say it, but as many of you know, I very much like working out. And in working out, there's always some kind of element of like the cardio factor for me. So I do a lot of CrossFit stuff. Right now I'm on a kick where I'm doing a lot of weights, but I'm also training for a 5K row. So I've been spending a lot of time on the rower. Here's the quote that I think you'll probably get a lot out of. Quote, trust me, the worst thing that's going to happen to me in my day is going to be done to me by me. You understand? If you can make that claim with 100% confidence, it will really help your mindset. And I was able to stick through this when I was going through some challenging times in the past by just sticking in the gym. And there were certainly some times I didn't want to go. And if you need to get a little hack for going in there, just convince yourself all you're going to do is go and do a warm-up. But if you can get in the gym and you can send it, whether it's high intensity cardio, whether it's long duration cardio, whether it's interval training, you know, there is something to that, and it makes damn sure that you may be going through some tough stuff at your office, but if you're going to ensure that you do the worst thing to yourself, it will change your perspective of what on a scale of 1 to 10 means. So if you haven't gone to that place on a rower, on a run, on a swim, where you're like questioning your existence and whether or not you're going to survive the rest of the workout, once you do that a couple times, everything else is easy. Now, I'm not the kind of person that can go to that place mentally in the morning because the rest of my day is shot. But I know a lot of people that do it in the morning because that's the thing. They go into the morning, they go and do something like that, and they're like, the rest, at least I'm not going to die at my emails today. So just something to think about. Lastly, I'll say relationships and sharing with others. Subpoint to that. Sharing your problems with people that have done things that you want to do. Sharing your problems with people that have done things that you basically are intimidated by what you've done. And I'm not going to give the exact same story that I gave in the past, but I went once complaining to someone who has played this game at a high level and has crushed it. And they told me a story. I was basically like, oh, this has happened to me and I'm so down on my luck, crying that story. And they told me a story that was probably the most flagrant example of what can happen in finance. I'll just keep it brief because I know a lot of you know it. There was a gentleman that I met that buys non-performing notes. And he had an incredible track record in the business, done tens of millions of dollars of revenue, and not capital raise, revenue for his business. He was able to get a $40 million line of credit from a lending institution. In order to get the $40 million line of credit, he put up $8 million of collateral. Now, I already know where this story goes, right? He borrowed he put down $8 million, he got $40 million line of credit, and he bought a bunch of non-performing notes. And let me guess, they stayed non-performing and he lost it and he lost the collateral. Right? Wrong. The story he told me to put things in perspective of what can happen in this business is that he put up the $8 million of collateral and the lending institution went bankrupt and he lost the $8 million and didn't draw on the line of credit. And I was sitting there complaining about this stuff that was happening, and he was just like, he was over it. He had been through the lawsuits. They did not win. He lost the money. And his message to me was, if you're complaining about a measly couple $1 million, you need to stop complaining and make more money. That's what he said. He said, we have got to play bigger if we're over here complaining about the $8 million I lost. It's like, dude, you tell a story to someone that has done the things you want to do, they've got endless stories of things like that. Because to get to where you want to go, you are littered with these massive pipe bombs and landmines and grenades that you didn't even think were possible. But the reason you want to do something that almost no one has done, and the reason almost no one has done it, is they weren't able to survive those unexpected grenades. So, sorry I cursed. Hope that helps.